Welcome back to No Stress Job Scheduling. I'm Jared Dahl, Development Manager of the Skybot software team. And today we're going to talk about right-sizing your job scheduler. And to help us here a little bit, I'm going to use a metaphor about a house, okay? So, the first part is your house is too big, and of course, correspondingly, your scheduler is too big. And we're going to talk about mortgage and taxes. You got a really big house, big mortgage, lots of property taxes. If your scheduler is too big, you've got a lot of maintenance costs, a lot of upgrade fees, a lot of things that you're paying for, and could be a major outlay in your budget. Second thing, with a really big house, you've got way too many rooms. You've got, a couple extra bedrooms, maids' quarters, extra storage in the basement. You probably don't even have anything in a lot of those rooms. For a scheduler, you're going to have unused features. You might not be using things like version control or auditing because you just don't need to use them. And that's a little bit of a waste of money. The third part is upkeep, okay? A big fancy house, a lot of upkeep is required. You're going to have chimneys, that's going to require a bricklayer. You're going to have stucco on the outside, that requires kind of specialized labor. And with big schedulers, you're going to require specialized labor too. You need DBAs, you need consultants to come in and take care of your scheduler to get it upgraded because your staff is busy enough learning and understanding your business and understanding your schedule. They don't need to spend time learning and understanding an entire enterprise scheduling product. All right, the second part of our talk here is going to be about our house being too small and our scheduler being too small. So if you got that tiny little house, it's going to be crowded, it's going to be messy, you can't get your whole family in there, you've got like 3 kids in one bedroom. With a scheduler that's too small, it's going to be crowded and messy, and when I say that, I mean it's going to be disorganized. One of the first things to go when you're cutting features in a software project is going to be creature comforts for the user. So it's going to be harder for them to get their jobs laid out in a way that they understand, that makes sense to their business, right? Another thing with a house that's too small, you don't have any room for company. So your mom and your dad and your cousins come over for a visit, you don't have anywhere for them to sleep. You're talking about sleeping bags and inflatable air mattresses on the floor, and nobody likes that. The problem with a scheduler that's too small is it's not going to be able to scale when you add more jobs to your job stream. And what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up improvising and creating a lot of stuff just to kind of get around those inherent limitations that are in that product. Third thing, it's hard to put new appliances in one of those older houses, especially if it's smaller, because it was designed for just an exact certain size of appliance. And so trying to get like a fridge into a much smaller opening, not a fun afternoon. And I kind of compare that in the scheduler with not integrating well with new systems, like so Informatica comes out with a new cloud release, or SAP changes its API a little bit. That smaller scheduler is going to have a much harder time getting around to dealing with those sorts of integrations. All right, so to sum up, too big is going to be too costly. Too small, you're not going to have enough of what you need. So what you really need to consider when you're looking at job schedulers is, number one, is this going to scale? Number two, is this going to cost me the farm? And number three, am I going to have to constantly bring in people from outside my organization to work on this? All right, that's it for today on right-sizing your job scheduler. I'm Jared Dahl. Thank you, and goodbye.